Personal Tomcat.
In the early 1970s, the United States offered Iran a choice between two advanced fighters, the F-14 Tomcat and the F-15 Eagle. Following a successful F-4 Phantom II deal a decade earlier, the nations had a pretty good military technical cooperation, training new pilots and engineers. Even so, both the Eagle and the Tomcat seemed like extraordinary options for Iran. The officials were particularly impressed by the latest avionics incorporating cutting-edge digital tech and the most advanced armament. And the highlight of the offer was the F-14's long reach, meaning the long-range Phoenix missile. Demonstration flights and the impressive weaponry convinced Iran to choose the Tomcat, despite the higher cost of both the aircraft and the missiles it used. Iran ordered 30 F-14s and over 400 Phoenix missiles, eventually increasing the order to 80 fighters with 10 years of support. The Islamic Revolution of 1979 disrupted those plans. The partnership broke off at a critical moment. The Iran-Iraq War began only 1 year later. Still, almost all the ordered Tomcats successfully made it to the buyer, with the exception of one that remained in the United States. The war became a testing ground for the new fighters and a good check of its performance against Iraqi aircraft, including the MiG-23s, Su-22s, Mirages, and some others.
야, 미그 23하고 수 22하고 싸웠다고?
Use is scarce. Most of it seems to have been lost forever in the fog of war. We only have a few accounts of singular events which are still criticized by researchers. The Tomcat's powerful radar could detect Iraqi planes up to 200 kilometers away. None of the warring sides had any tech with similar capabilities, so the fighter was often used as a long-range radar
먼저 보고
detection
쏘는
system.
게
It
어마무시하죠.
didn't mean, however, that the Tomcats ignored
심지어
the
그
primary
경보 장치도 없었을 것
responsibilities.
같은데. 수
The Iran-Iraq
20이나
War became the true debut of the
미그
Phoenix
23은.
missile. One of the most famous battles where they were used happened near the island of Kharg. On January 7, 1981, pilot Asadullah Adili and radar intercept officer Mohammed Masbouk spotted 3 hostiles flying at around 600
야,
meters.
600km 떨어진 세 대를
So
잡았다.
the F-14 crew decided to launch a single Phoenix at the central machine.
아,
They
600km 쏜 건
expected the
아니고
powerful
발견했다.
warhead to at least damage a neighboring plane with the explosion. The actual results were wildly different. The next day, a search of the Kharg island discovered the debris left
세대가
by 3
추락했다.
MiG-23s, all destroyed with that single missile.
아, 이게
The war
그건가?
went on, and
유명한
some
건가
F-14
보네.
pilots even earned their ace titles. Jalil Zandi became one of the most famous ones, scoring 11 air victories. 4 MiG-23s, 2 MiG-21s, 2 Su-22s, and 3 Mirage
야,
F-1s.
열한데.
The Iranian Air Force suffered major losses during the long years of the war, including the F-14 fighters. Some were shot down in air combat, others were lost to anti-aircraft fire, some were even hit with friendly fire, and some had to be salvaged for parts. Despite all the losses, a few dozen Tomcats are still in service. Local engineers even managed to find a way to install extra weaponry that wasn't part of the original design.
그렇죠.
The United States retired its
자,
F-14s
부품
in the
공급이나
mid-2000s,
더 이상의
so
공급이
Iran
안
remains
되니까.
the only country in the world with Tomcats still in active service.
지상에서도 운영 잘 됐단 말이죠, 톰캣은.